Yo, what up guys, Mr. Gruss here, back from MBR Starcast. In this video I'm going to be looking at the Season 4 changes for support masteries, so the changes you want to be making if you're unsure on what kind of mastery route to take and what points to put where and what and whatsoever. This video will cover everything you need to know, and hopefully you'll agree. If you don't agree, then maybe you want to make some tweaks and changes, that's cool, but you know, fuck you then. But nevertheless, we move on. I'm going to start off with 9 points down my defensive tree. Forget about the offense, it's not really important for support, like this is the same for Season 3. So we want 2 out of 2 points in block. Basically from block it reduces incoming damage from champion base stats by 2 at max level, really kind of nice. Obviously you want to be trying to take as less damage as possible, meaning you don't have to use as many pots and so forth. Along with that you want to take 2 out of 2 points in recovery, the 2 health regen per 5 at max level. Again, something quite nice to have, you know, as a support you kind of do take quite a bit of damage, so having that recovery and the additional health regen is always nice to have. Moving down the tree, we then want to take a point in unyielding. This basically reduces all incoming damage from champions by 1. You know, every little counts, especially early game, and as a support you don't have much going for you anyway, so it all adds up. Then I take 3 points out of 3 in Veteran Scars, giving me an additional 36 health throughout the game, but again, sort of for the early game, it's really nice. And then finally, for the last point of defense, I take it in Juggernaut, the 1 out of 1, which gives me 3% maximum health, which again works for early game. You not really see it as much, but come late game, it all kind of mounts up. From there, I then look to take 21 points down the utility tree. Starting off with meditation, that's 3 out of 3 in there, which gives me 3 mana regen per 5 at max level. Really nice, especially when you're playing champions, say like a Sona, where you're constantly trying to spam your Q and your heals. Anyone really, you know, you could, I don't know where else you would really put that if you didn't take it. You should take the movement speed, or even a point in Phase Walker for the reduced cooldown on your recall, but I don't know, mana regen is always nice as a support. Then with that I take 1 out of 1 point in the Scout, increasing the cash range of trinket items by 15%. Means that you can kind of ward without having to leave lane for too long instead of going on a massive trek. Reduces your trek by 15%, so kind of helps when you're trying to place down your trinkets. Down the tree we take 3 out of 3 points in Summon's Insight. This reduces the cooldown of summon spells by 10%, so if you're running generally exhaust and flash, it means your exhaust is going to be up 10% quicker. So you know what's this is like a 300-second cooldown, so that's 30 seconds knocked off of it. I believe if my maths is correct. I probably could run. I haven't been to school for a long time, so but I think I'm right. But anyway, we then move on to Alchemist, 1 out of 1 point in that. This increases the duration of potions and elixirs by 10%. I don't believe there's any mastery points like this in the last in Season 3 and before that. So I think this is quite a nice item, because as a support you generally have a lot of pots. You know, I know I start off around about 3 pots as a support, so the fact that they duration increases by 10% is really nice. On top of that, I then move down the tree, taking 3 out of 3 points in Greed. I'm a greedy guy, so I like some money. So at max level, this gives me 1.5 gold every 10 seconds, on top of any runes that you might have. If you have some gold per 5 runes for your support, it's really nice. I'm a massive fan of economy on games like StarCraft. I think it's all about building economy than building an army. Obviously, you have to have the right mix, but I feel with items like this and the philosophers and all that in game, you build a nice income. I mean, you could buy more wards and be the better support and so forth, better items and so on and so on. Then I move to the right of that, taking a point in Culinary Master. Health potions are upgraded into biscuits, where you know you've got, it's just sold it to me right there. Your health potions are now biscuits. What more could you want? They basically now restore an additional 20 health and 10 mana instantly upon consumption. So again, with the Alchemist point that you taken earlier in the mastery tree, really nice, really nice. Good stuff. Moving down the tree, we then go into Scavenger, 1 gold each time an ally kills a nearby lane minion. So every time your friendly buddy kills a minion, you gain 1 additional gold. So you can't complain with that. And obviously there's the new item where I think you gain 2 additional gold every time your champion or your ally hits or a minion dies next to you, so that's 3 gold you can potentially be getting from every time a minion's been last hit. Really nice. Then I take a point in WoW for the 40 starting gold, allows you to get additional pot, or maybe say an additional ward if you don't get a pot overall in your build and so forth. Moving to the right of that, 2 out of 2 points in inspiration, max level. That gives us 10% plus 10 experience every 10 seconds whilst near a higher level allied champion. So kind of cool if you're behind in levels. That sort of really helps catch up, and generally as a support you find yourself will always be behind in levels, so that kind of helps. It's nice. It's kind of one of the points, I guess, trying to get the supports to be more useful in the season 4 now. Moving down the tree, I then take 1 out of 1 points in Bandit. Basically, for a ranged champion, it grants 3 gold each time an enemy champion is attacked. This cannot trigger on the same champion more than once every 5 seconds. So, for example, if I guess it counts for me as well. So say if I attack the support and my AD carry attack the AD carry, that'd be 6 gold I could get every 5 seconds if I did that. So really good for champions that can harass, like so much for say a Leona. It doesn't or you're relying on your sort of AD carry to get the gold for you. But as a Sonya, it really works very nicely as Sonya, to be honest. It's really kind of OP because she's constantly trying to harass and Thresh or anyone with really with I guess the ranged auto attack. Moving on, 3 points out of 3 in intelligence. This basically gives me 5% cooldown reduction at max level and reduces the cooldown of activated items by 10%. And as a support, you generally have activated items like your Lockyer, your Reverie, and so forth, and a couple of other items I can't think off the top of my head. So, you know, really kind of nice to have that. And then finally, for my last point in the utility tree, I take 1 in Wanderer, which gains me 5 movement speed out of combat. So as a support, it allows me to move quicker, especially when warding, because you're not going to be in combat. So you can try and get around quicker using your oracles. I think oracles actually been removed, possibly. I believe. I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't read all the patch notes, but I have a feeling it could have been removed. But nevertheless, it means you can ward quicker and so forth. So these mastery changes are quite nice because it brings the support a bit more into the game from what I can see through some of them. And obviously with the new items, what I'll probably do a video on tomorrow, it all kind of mounts up and trying to make the support a bit more of a champion that can be useful in the game, even though, you know, support can be, but they kind of die out at some point. So it should make it a lot more fun and people won't mind as playing support as much. And if people don't mind playing support, they play a better support than someone who's been forced into playing support and they don't want to play it, and you know, it just never goes well, especially for the AD carry. It just sucks to be with them. And so yeah, that's pretty much that. Hopefully this has covered all the points you want to know for support masteries for the season 4. If you have any comments, again, just drop me a message below and I'll try and get back to it as soon as possible. But yeah, nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it interesting. Take it easy, have a good day, peace.